Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with your Casper crypto live stream. Bear with me this stream today. I'm currently on only 2 hours of sleep, so if I lose train of thought, just give me a quick second to regain it. Be that as it may, we have got a lot of interesting updates for today's stream. Some more posts regarding Bitcoin maximalists and their appreciation or growing appreciation for Casper. We have some updates regarding Igra Labs and their smart contracts and what is causing the delay right now, because of course, to our understanding, Igra Labs' testnet should be coming out in middle of July, which, you know, we're currently on the 17th of July. Middle technically is 14th or 15th. You could argue, you know, this week, therefore. But right now, we have not heard any further updates until now. We've heard updates until now. Now, exactly when the testnet's going live, that's still to be determined. There are certain decisions, certain regulatory hurdles they have to surpass first before we can see smart contracts and the testnet. But we'll get into that in a short moment. And of course, one of the big announcements as well is from the former Fox business journalist Ellen Terrett, that suggests from her sources that we are going to be seeing the vote on the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, today. Apparently any time right now. Between now and the next half an hour or so. So hopefully midway through the stream, we will have official confirmation on if the bill has passed or not. And if that is the case and it does pass, it would mean that Trump will sign it into law tomorrow. It'll be sent to his desk, he signs it into law tomorrow. And that could potentially cause some tailwinds in the market. Right now, Bitcoin is up 0.83%, just below 120k once more. It's consolidating quite nicely at the zone right now, preparing for that move up again, in my belief. ETH is continuing its bullish momentum after seeing a massive spike when it surpassed the 3.1k zone yesterday. It went up to 3.3, almost 3.4, and now it's above 3.4k today. Looks like it's going to be pushing towards 3.5 and continuing. XRP, for reasons that I have tried to look into, I think the reasons why is based on rumors that the lawsuit is going to be officially dropped. The SEC appeal is going to be officially dropped today, and those rumors are causing XRP to break out, almost forming another all-time high. It's currently up 10.66%. I'm quite happy about that because I do hold XRP, of course, so my XRP bag is doing very nicely in that regard. I got it back down here at 50 cents. And then you've got many other assets as well around the space that are equally having their pumps and or dumps. And then Casper, of course. Casper being the main one we talk about here. Casper did see a lot of very reassuring price action yesterday, and it did do as we were highlighting. I said yesterday, we all said yesterday, if Casper can hold above the 9.3 zone, which you saw happen here, where it got rejected here, and equally rejected here. Yesterday, we saw Casper surpass that, going to 9.6 cents, and then it did see a retracement as you would do, but as long as it held above 9.3 cents, as long as the market and the candle closed above 9.3 cents, that to me was an indicator that Casper's going to start making that next move upwards. And despite the market chart right now for Casper being a little bit bearish, down 0.72% on the daily time frame, but it's at 9.31 cents, we see it come back down, but again it's managed to regain that price once more. So for me, I think it may be laboured, but that confirmation, that breakout is here now for Casper. We should be seeing therefore a gradual but continuous rally for Casper. Next target would be 10 cents, then we'll probably see it rally to 11, then we'll see it rally to 12, and then it should surpass 13, forming another higher high, continuing destruction of a higher low, which is signs of a bullish uptrend for Casper. And based on the incoming catalyst, it's very possible, especially if we do get smart contracts. We also have another post to cover today from Johnny that seems to suggest potentially Kraken actually adding a stablecoin pair, which would be long overdue and very big, because Kraken is a good exchange, but no one uses it because it's only got a USD pair, not any stablecoin pairs at all. So a stablecoin pair would be big for Kraken as well, I believe. But we'll get into that post and all of that in a moment. Before we do, let's get into the questions. To start off with, Dimitar, as always, yes brother, welcome back to the stream. First indeed, Future Crypto Elite is here. Welcome back, my man. Casper will make moon soon. I hope so, and I believe so as well. Welcome, Aribe. Welcome, second, my man. You're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the stream. TT is third. Welcome back, brother. And you too, Double D and Gosu. Welcome back again to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well this evening. And yes, as Gosu highlights, as always, if you enjoy the content we do every single day effectively, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Full disclosure happening and announcing right now. I'll make a public announcement in my Discord server tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will be earlier, probably around, I'd like to say 4 p.m. BST, which is 3 p.m. UTC start, which would therefore be, doing the math in my head, if it's 3 p.m. EST right now, then it would be 11 a.m. EST. So tomorrow's stream will be a lot earlier. I'll make an announcement about that in my Discord server. Either way, you'll still have your daily content, so no worry about that. Mr. Miles, bro, welcome back to the stream. First again, 100%. Welcome back, brother. Good to have you here once again. I'm sure you're, well, I'm hoping you're having a good day so far. Wing Hong, again, brother, welcome back to the stream. And Devious Me, hello, my man. And LB on the check-in. Good to have you back, brother. And Buffalo, all the OGs once more tuning in. Andy A. 2-year mark is coming closer to me as a Caspian. That is a huge, huge milestone. And it seems to be on the cusp of us reaching that 1 year stream milestone. We are going to be reaching the 1 year milestone when we first started streaming on August 1st. So we are close to that major milestone as well, which is very, very cool. KJR, I don't know why the YouTube, the pop-up YouTube chat, that one that I used to showcase the stuff, doesn't really pop up properly anymore. But thankfully I did still see it. Yes, KJI with the $199 donation. Thank you very much, brother, for your generosity. It means the world to me. I'm glad you enjoy the content and the channel, and I hope to continue giving you support and confidence and conviction in what is to come. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of the stream as we get into the content. So with that being said, let's get into the content first and foremost. So we can see right now Casper again not moving too much right now. It was down a little bit earlier, but it's made a bit of a recovery. Currently down minus 0.73, which is not too bad, not really a cause for concern. And we have some very, very interesting updates to get into. For example, apparently BlackRock has just bought 750 million Bitcoin, which is nuts. It's absolutely insane stuff. Over 90% of Bitcoin ETF flows yesterday were just BlackRock buying $764 million worth of Bitcoin. Institutions are actively buying more and more into crypto, into Bitcoin. Just imagine what you're going to see when the altcoins get ETFs right now. It's only Bitcoin and Ethereum. When you see XRP and Solana and Cardano and Sui and Hedera, HBAR, the list goes on, all the other relatively big altcoins, while they may not be assets that we particularly care about, they are big assets that will have a lot of adoption and that will cause more institutional capital flowing into the on-risk markets to the altcoins, and that could also incentivize a boom for Casper, especially because Casper does have the capabilities to also see ETF finance as well. Johnny mentioned it, we covered it in about a stream or two back, where Johnny highlighted there was a poll going about, open discussion in the Casper Discord server, where they were talking about the fact that the KF are currently talking to another institution to issue another ETP. There's already one ETP with Valor funds, or Valor is, yeah, Valor. And there's another one coming through right now apparently with the KF and another institution, and if you want to get ETS in America, you need to do a crowdfunding raise of something like 100 or like $1 million, something like that. Again, we could see ETS for Casper. I think it would be not this cycle, although the SEC are actually working on regulatory changes in the policies and whatnot, which normally means that the process to launch an ETF takes about 250 days odd. They're going to shrink it massively down to 75 days. So, that could also be a great way to fast track ETS. And Casper being commodity, fair launch, proof of work, it's not under the SEC jurisdiction, it's under the CFTC jurisdiction. So actually, in that regard, it would be easier. Apart from, the whole element of raising funds, it would be easier in retrospect to get an ETF listed for Casper because it is a fair, and there's no possible worries about regulatory or compliance or scrutiny because it's a fair launch asset. Now, That being said, institutional adoption of crypto is growing more and more, and it's seemingly about to take off. According to Elena Terrett here, update voting has just been moved up approximately 2:40 to 3:10 p.m. EST, which is we're currently, if I'm not mistaken, we're currently at 3:11 p.m. EST, so it should have happened right now. Apparently the House will be taking the following vote. That should have already happened, or it would have started sometime around now. The passage on HR 3633, which is the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, the Market Structure Bill, will be first decided on. After that, it will be the Genius Act, and then the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act as well. So hopefully throughout the stream, before the stream ends, we should be having an answer, a definitive answer on the verdict of the Genius Act. And we might even be able to tell what's happening just by looking at the market chart. If you see the market start to rocket up quite considerably, that could be an indicator that the Genius Act has passed. Alternatively, if it comes down quite heavily, then the Genius Act has been rejected once again. I would like to believe that one of the reasons XRP is doing so well is because of the Genius Act, because they have their stablecoin RUSD that is going to be utilized by Hidden Road, the prime brokerage with multiple connections to big FIs, and also BNY Mellon, who is a prime custodian of Ripple's stablecoin as well. So I think the regulatory framework coming through is what's giving XRP this boost, alongside rumors that the SEC are going to officially drop their appeal and finalize and end their 4+ year long lawsuit. You can see here as well, it looks like that when this bill was voted for, though, this Genius Act, it should, unless something unexpected happens, it should pass. A House Democrat helping whip votes for the crypto bills just told Elena Terrett that if all goes to plan, they're expecting around 35 Democrats votes in favor of the Clarity Act this afternoon, which is the first app we're getting through, which is expected to hit the floor around 4 p.m. Of course, it's come forward now to 3:10 p.m. EST. And Genius, they said, could see anywhere from 70 to 80 Democrats voting yes. So it looks, the Clarity Act maybe not as guaranteed, but Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, one that will be put to Trump's desk if it passes, is looking very, very likely that it will be passed, and we should be hearing a verdict very, very soon. I'm going to quickly just check Elena Terrett's Twitter page to see if she's made an update at all just yet. The House are now voting as of 23 minutes ago right now, so we can click on the website here and we can see actually even a video of it right now, currently live, what's happening right now, so we can load that up if people want to see that, what's going on right now. According to the on-roll updates right now, the vote is still pending. So we'll hopefully find out. If those people really want me to continuously watch it, we can do whilst we talk in the chat. Alternatively, I am more than happy to just continue getting to the content and just keep checking back on this every 5 minutes or so to find out what has happened. But you can see here the 4 bills being voted on: Anti-CBDC, Digital Asset Market Clarity, Department of Defense Appropriations, which also is going to have some form of relations to the Anti-CBDC element, and the Genius Act as well, all being voted on. And we can see right now there's no votes available just yet, so it's still just taking place right now. Still just they're warming up to it effectively. In other news though, other macro news before we get to the big Casper update and the Igra Labs update, we have got these interesting posts here from the KYC letter highlighting Trump's activities, to put it one way, once again. So of course, as I mentioned in yesterday's stream, as we heard, apparently the White House has stated that Trump is likely going to fire Fed Chairman Jerome Powell very, very soon. That's what he announced, apparently. But seemingly enough, and according to Kobe's letter here, this was without a doubt Trump just testing to see how the markets would react to firing Fed Chair Jerome Powell. And after he announced that, there was instantly a negative sentiment and market reaction. So Trump's now gone live saying, we are not planning to do anything. Furthermore, saying the reports on him firing Fed Chair Jerome Powell are not true. Now, whether it's true or not, we know Trump wants to do it. There's no doubt about that. Whether he did say that yesterday or not, he will deny it either way. But while I'm personally quite intrigued by the prospect of it, because I think Jerome Powell being fired would be disastrous, because he is also an integral part of helping the monetary system stay, structured, if you will, helping it remain stable. But at the same time, I would care to agree and believe that he has been somewhat negligent of his duty right now. He definitely could have cut some rates by now. He's not done any of that right now. So Trump saying he wants to fire him is in line with what he normally would say. And then him saying, after the markets reacted badly, that, oh no, I never said that, is also in line with Trump as well. And the continuation of that on that front as well. Apparently Trump's now claimed that the Fed Chair Jerome Powell is already under investigation. So once more, getting a lot of mixed messages right now saying we are going to fire Jerome Powell, to then saying, oh, actually, no, we didn't say that. That's a lie. You're now saying that he's currently under investigation as well. Now, what he's under investigation for is unclear. If I was to hazard a guess, again, it would be the fact that every other major power, the European Union, China, Japan, not so much the UK, but every other nation pretty much has been cutting interest rates. I mean, the EU are like 8 basis points below, or 800 basis points lower. Is that right? No, it's not 800, it's 80. They've had 8 rate cuts. I'm not even doing the maths correctly, that's how tired I am. They've had 8 more cuts. So, whereas United States right now is at 4.5%, EU will be at 2% inflation interest rates right now. And the way that the EU and the Fed actually measure their economic standing and inflation is normally based on the housing market, and both EU and America are actually quite similar right now. So I'm just basically trying to get onto the understanding to you watching that we could and probably should have seen some rate cuts by now, and therefore without seeing them, if Jerome Powell is actually under investigation, my prediction would be it's because he is being portrayed as not as neglecting his duty as the Fed chair with own personal agendas, which again, if he was fired, the replacement for him would definitely cut rates. So it might be a big massive shock flood, a black swan event followed by an immediate reversal with someone who's going to start cutting rates and stabilizing the economy or sending on-risk markets much higher. But again, we'll have to wait and see where that pans out from here. And in one more announcement from apparently Trump as well, the United States is set to impose a 93.5% tariff on battery material from China, which is a very high tariff and very insane. I thought that China and America had come to some form of trade agreement. Still yet to hear anything off that, and seemingly that is not the case right now. If the United States are going to impose such heavy tariffs, the trade deal must not be going smoothly right now, if that's their plan right now. So with that in mind, knowing that the tariffs are reinstated, they're going to be coming back back into effect on the 1st of August, we could potentially see a bit of a not maybe to the same extent as Liberation Day, which was a very shocking event back down here. We might see a similar considerable pullback when tariffs reinstated once again on the 1st of August, which is in 2 weeks' time. Now, as I quickly check back on here again and refresh the page, see if anything has happened as since. It looks like nothing's happened just yet. And we can see it right now here for 3633, which is the market clarity one. So it looks like that should be the one the first going to right now. So right now, total from Republicans was pretty much all of them saying yes, one saying no. Democrats has been predominantly no, but right now it's still an overwhelming yes, which is and the time's out of there. So it looks like therefore the vote for the Market Clarity Act has gone through, which is really good news. Seeing one of the crypto legislative frameworks going through, which means next up will be, in accordance to Eleanor Terra, I think it should be the Genius Act next. We'll find out very soon right now. But that is, again, one of 3 bills, or one of 4 bills actually, going to be voted on today. And the one, it's all important, but what this basically means, if it's passed here now, is that it should now be sent to the Senate and go through another round of voting and more structuring. The Genius Act is the one that we are all paying close attention on, because that's the stablecoin bill. And if this one passes today, it gets sent to Donald Trump. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to have, all the legislation implemented and up and running immediately. It'll take months to implement properly and get the framework in play, but the laws will be there. So that could, again, what we're waiting for right now, very, very interesting. So we'll come back to this again in a very, very short moment. Before I do, though, let's get into some of the questions first and forward. But I'll keep it on the screen right now. Welcome back, Hanny, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the stream, brother. Good afternoon, everybody here. Yes, tuning back into the stream once more. Every morning I pray Casper $2. I'm sure we'll see it. It's only a matter of time for me. What's up, Greg, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, hopefully you're, again, looking forward to what is about to come out. Where am I at right now in the questions? Obsessive modifier, holding strong since 2023. Let's go. Love to hear that, brother. Keep holding, keep the conviction very, very high, and keep stacking that bag. 2023, of course, was the kind of the big run up for Casper from November 2023, from 5 to 15 cents. And then, of course, the massive, long overhauled pullback from August 1st, technically over 2 years now. So you are already in a comfortable position. Therefore, you are, you know, I'd like to believe, loving life right now. So, you know, respect to you, brother. Keep stacking that bag, my man. Hopefully, we'll all be sitting very comfy very, very soon. Turn this into a university credit class. I am no experienced educator in that regard. I don't have that sort of, I don't think I have that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Aura. Sure, I'll just use aura. I don't think I have that sort of aura to be able to handle that sort of that presence, if you will, of a university credit class. But I mean, you can get the funny British man talking in a lucid state from being tired about what's coming to the space right now. When are they going to move on to the next vote? They've been on this for quite some time now. How long does it take? They're trying to catch Sailor. BlackRock knows it. Will be base layer, ultimately controlling the world. I mean, yeah, I think many institutions have come to acknowledge and realize that what Michael Saylor did was kind of just solidify his standing as not creating a lot of a whole institution, a whole company around Bitcoin. He's set for life quite comfortably now, especially with Bitcoin, the gains he's going to make from it, and they're going to continue appreciating. And their BlackRock right now are playing catch-up game. Of course, they've got a lot of capital, so they probably will catch up, but they're playing catch-up. Playing catch-up indeed right now. Why BlackRock buy Bitcoin now for $118,000 and didn't buy when it's at 16k? Not clever enough. I mean, partly yes, but at the same time, back at 16k, BlackRock didn't have the legal structuring or the legal green light to get into Bitcoin. BlackRock, their ETF filings were approved early 2024 in January. They're approved around here. So the ETFs that BlackRock filed for Bitcoin were approved around here. They couldn't get, so therefore, technically and well legally, they couldn't get a hold of Bitcoin down here in December 2022, Jan 2023, because they didn't have ETF filings just yet. At least not, I don't believe they did. They got ETF filings 2024. Let me double check that just to be sure. BlackRock ETF Bitcoin first filing. It was June 15th. June 15th, 2023. Oh, wait, yes, no, that was their first filing, and the SEC approved it January 2024. I remember that now. Of course I do, because Gary Gensler was a tyrant, so I had to be very, very closely watching what Gary Gensler was doing. So yeah, to answer your question, it obviously would have been smarter for them to get Bitcoin at 16k, of course, but they couldn't. Their first filing for a Bitcoin ETF was here, around here, and the SEC kept holding off under Gary Gensler, and then were effectively, Gary Gensler was forced to approve it, which happened right here. So, and they BlackRock scooped up continuously at the dips here, and it's quite coincidental as well. As you actually look really, really closely, every single time that Bitcoin was going through a correction period, BlackRock wasn't buying. When it started pumping, BlackRock was buying again. No buy, buy, no buy, buy. Like it's crazy, and BlackRock can be continuing accumulating more and more since. So that's why. That is why. Still waiting for the next verdict to see what's happening next. What's up, top class? Trump. Yeah, I mean, Trump signing it into law would be a very, very British thing. I miss Biden. I'm sure there are many people who do feel a certain type of way about the current state, the political state of the country right now, to put it politely. I'm not going to delve deep into the political side of things. That's not the premise of what we do here. We cover the politics because it's important for the financial markets, but I'm not here to create an opinion on such, because I don't want to have a political war in this chat personally, people who conflict in opinions. Either way, we've got Trump. We can't do anything about that, for good, for better or for worse. We can't do anything about it. All we could do is just highlight what's being done and react accordingly. Don't be emotional, be logical. He can blame the economy on Powell if things don't turn out the way he wants, so I don't think he'll pursue firing him. Yeah, I don't either. I think Trump has a scapegoat. So, but at the same time, Trump also being Trump, it would not surprise me if he just, because he's so desperate to get rate cuts, he just like, you know what, I just want to fire him so I can get my person in just to start cutting rates immediately. It wouldn't surprise me. So we'll have to wait and see. Welcome back, Daniel. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Go, Casper. Yes, indeed. Casper right now, yeah, it's not really pumping today, but it is starting to, from my belief, again, on the cusp, making that next move upwards. Damn, why is XRP? XRP is about to pick all-time highs today. To be fair, I had a feeling it would when I saw it was pumping so aggressively, but is there anything in particular causing XRPs to pump? I don't actually think so. Is there any... I'm trying to think. I mean, I could just type in XRP, I guess. Oh, apologies, I pumped my mic. What are people saying on the XRP community? All-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Any reason for why? Not seeing any reason for why. So again, it's probably just a combination of the rumors behind the SEC dropping their appeal against Ripple today, potentially, and also the Genius Act being passed is particularly very, very bullish for crypto, but arguably very bullish, even more so bullish for XRP. The crypto market structure bill being passed is a good step towards regulatory clarity, and XRP does have that legal regulatory clarity in the courts of law because they won that lawsuit against the SEC years back. So that's probably why XRP is doing better than anything else by quite a margin. We'll see where it goes from here. If XRP starts shooting off massively, then that's, likely therefore the Genius Act being passed as well, and we'll find out in real time when the next stage moves on, which again, Eleanor Terrett seems to suggest. That we will be seeing 15 minutes. So the Master Clarity Act goes first, and then the Genius Act will happen 5 minutes after that. So we should be seeing the Genius Act voted on soon enough, although it has been 5 minutes since, so who knows when it's going to start. And yes, I see that message from you, top class. I'm not going to load it up on stream because I don't know what YouTube are going to do about that if I do shut it on stream. But the sudden change in stance from releasing to not releasing is interesting, to put it very, very vaguely. Very, very vaguely. Welcome back, Khan. Hope you're doing very, very well. Been a while, brother. When Lambo, or are we still heading for Ram and Noodles? Well, it's a very great question. I think we're going to see some big updates regarding Casper, regarding smart contracts, regarding testnets, regarding mainnets for Casplex very, very shortly. I hope we'll see something this month. I don't see why we wouldn't see something this month. And therefore we'll start seeing more momentum. If this bill gets passed today, we'll see tailwinds in the market, in my belief. That being said, though, before I get into more of the questions, let's get into some of the other content then. Before we get back, we'll still keep an eye on this, see what's happening right here as well. So we're going to be talking a bit about the Bitcoin maxi side of things, the conversion, then switching on to the Igra updates and some other stuff as well. So this individual here, Sinner, co-founder of 21st Capital, made a post talking about how he found Bitcoin, he got curious, he understood it, and then liquidated everything and poured it into Bitcoin, and he's been happy ever since. There's no second best. Very typical maximalist mentality, and truth be told, it's still the smart thing to do. If you realize what Bitcoin is, you realize how it, I wouldn't say it solves all the issues, because obviously it doesn't, but it is a better, I would say a better asset than, a better ROI asset than being in pretty much anything else right now. But then of course V, who has been here, VJ, who's been here, was originally a Bitcoin maxi. He highlights here, in response to that, I was a Bitcoin maxi similarly. Then I got introduced to Casper. I was skeptical at first, and you can see his previous post where he called it an S coin. But the more he dived into Casper, the more he found out that Casper actually is a proof of work, didn't have a pre-mine, doesn't have a central figure, no VC backed, no ICO. It's literally like Bitcoin in that regard. It's decentralized, secure, and scalable, which Bitcoin does not have, solving the blockchain dilemma. And that alone made him curious enough to explore it. And it looks like they are moving on to the next step here. I just heard that. So they are moving on right now. So we'll be seeing the vote in real time as it happens in a short moment. But yeah, he says Vijay here said himself, Vijay, that as a Bitcoiner, Casper is the only other currency that was even remotely interesting to me as I'm trying to help the world adopt sound money. Casper is worth studying if you're an open-minded Bitcoiner, which I think if you're a Bitcoiner, you're already open-minded to leaving the current monetary system to start looking for something alternative. You shouldn't therefore close your mind off to saying Bitcoin's perfect, because it's not perfect. It's been proven it's not perfect. Open your mind up. I understand you closing your mind off after all the proof of stake rubbish that came out, but Casper is not an S coin. It is continuously proving itself to be a very, very strong asset, and you can highlight it time and time again when you look at the transactions for Casper. Look at some of the massive amount of money that's being moved around. Weirdly, no updates today. Maybe the website's glitched out a little bit. I think it has done, but you can see like the sort of transactions happening right now. Highlighting this one again, you're seeing 202 million Casper, which is equivalent to $18.8 million. That took 0.2 seconds and cost a fraction of a penny, and less than a fraction of a penny even. So this is once more why Casper is in such a strong spot in that regard. I think we're going to see a lot more adoption with smart contracts coming out in the coming cycle. The adoption starting to grow more so. 534,000. We'll see where it goes from here. We're seeing right now the votes are for S, which is the Genius Act right here now. So we're seeing right now, look at that. Absolutely convincing victory. NV stands for not voted yet. Right now 190 have said yes, 73 have said no. So by and large, all but confirmed, the Genius Act is going to be passing and therefore sent to Donald Trump tomorrow. That's huge. It's very, very big, and I'm sure we'll probably see a reaction in the market as a result of it. I mean, XRP again is rallying higher, about to make all-time highs. I'm sure you'll see other crypto assets starting to follow in suit a little bit as well. I mean, Algorand similarly following, so shout out to those who are holding Algorand. I know Casper God, one of my mobs, is holding Algorand, so shout out to you. HBAR doing fantastic. So this is really, really big, and that, yeah, it looks even more convincing than the Clarity Act. Even more convincing. So that's huge. We've already seen, yes, that is being passed, and that's happening right now. Fantastic. Great stuff to see. Of course, it's still got 3 minutes, so we'll check back in on 3 minutes, see where it's changed, if it's changed or not. But I'd be surprised if we see it flip and end up not getting passed at this point. So Trump will be having that on his desk tomorrow and signing it into law, which is great, great news for seeing some proper legislative frameworks in America for crypto, and therefore the fast tracking of adoption for institutional adoption into this space. You know, it's great stuff to see. We'll see the Market Clarity Act follow soon enough as well, which is really reassuring. Now to circle back, we'll come back to that post, that voting system in 3 minutes. Vijay, I'm still probably butchering his name, and I do apologize if I am. I do need to learn it. But Vijay here highlights here that this is currently the best argument that any Bitcoiner seems to have against Casper, which is, you know, him asking, is there a website that shows all the active projects being developed using Casper? And the guy here replies, crap.com, because Casper is crap. Just ask, why do you think that? It's R tech. What makes you say it's R in your opinion? Just believe me. Just trust me, bro. That says a whole lot. It says a whole lot when your only argument to something isn't constructive, isn't feedback, isn't logic, it's just trust me, bro. I've tried my utmost to create an ecosystem, a community where we don't do trust me bro content here. We don't do that. Of course there will be occasions where that does happen, speculation, but we always try to provide facts and opinions that are based off knowledge and facts. So seeing that sort of stuff is, for me, it lacks integrity, it lacks knowledge. But again, maxis will be maxis, and I argue it is still bullish. And either way, you're seeing more maximalists starting to actually understand about Casper. You can see this post here from Blockbuster posting by Jay here as well. By Jay is doing outstanding job for Casper's project right now. Since Casper doesn't have the funds for exchange listings or marketing, it's up to the community to drive the project forward, and this is exactly how a community-led project should work. Yesterday or so, he said he had an in-person meeting with someone who works in a major crypto fund. He had never heard of Casper, funnily enough, which I find surprising considering that Casper is a top 50 crypto asset and was top 20 at one point as well. But hey, sometimes you just miss things out, right? Either way, apparently the individual had never heard of Casper before, and he sent him some Casper just to showcase to him. Sent him some, and he could tell by the look on his face that he was incredibly impressed by it. After telling me he's going to buy some Casper, he told me he'll contact me with his co-worker who is a Bitcoin maxi who may be open-minded. So he is just planting more small seeds for institutions. I didn't know Jay had such reach, and that is, if he's telling the truth here, that is fantastic stuff. Again, once more, Bitcoin maximalists and therefore institutions as well, big money going to start coming to Casper, more likely than any other asset in the space. Which is why I'm still optimistic that Casper can do very, very well at the end of the cycle and continue accelerating from there on as well, based on adoption and use case as well. Now I'll come quickly back here. Time's now over, and we can see, yep, the Genius Act has now officially passed. 15 did not vote. Almost 300 said yes, and 118 said no. So the Genius Act will therefore, unless I'm mistaken, and I don't believe I am, I'll double check, but I'd assume closes today. But that should therefore mean that the Genius Act will be sent to Trump's desk tomorrow, and it'll be signed into law very, very soon, which is fantastic news there. So congratulations to us right now, the crypto community, who's been standing strong and waiting a long, long time for some big bullish news like this. And going back into the post here, again, about the sort of increasing seeds of doubt and seeds of intrigued elements to Casper coming through by Bitcoin maximalist. Dr. Martin Heidberg, the head of research for Uphold, once more repost Casper Unchained, the Casper account, just, internet speed, peer-to-peer electronic cash, saying Casper in one sentence, that's where it is in one sentence. Bitcoin was a great testing ground for everyone. Once more building on top of his own post a few years back where he said that Bitcoin is the Casper testnet. And it's proven, Casper is, Bitcoin's already been used for payments, but Casper is also being accepted for payments as well, and it's so much quicker, so much more effective. You can see here, just the video taking place right now, how quickly it takes from scanning the QR code, when you just click it, press send, and it sends and received instantly. Once you click the say buttons, it sends and receives instantly. It would not happen with Bitcoin. It wouldn't happen, and not any other asset could do it this quick. So, all proof of work as well. All proof of work layer 1, no zero conf, no lightning. Your businesses can now start accepting Casper. This is a bar in Barcelona, Spain. Now we have got 3 more posts to get into, and then I'll get into the questions for the stream. 1 here from Johnny and 2 from Igra. I know you've been holding out a while for the Igra Labs updates, so I apologize for that. But we do have an interesting post here from Johnny where he made a post, very vague one, very weird one, which says Kas UDT Kraken Whitebit. Now, what that means, no clue. The Vendy processor is Kas UDT on Kraken in collaboration with Whitebit. Now, I tried to look into it myself. UDT, I don't think is a stablecoin, unless I'm mistaken, but that's unlocked protocol. So unless it's something else entirely, so maybe it was just a typo by Johnny, and therefore it would likely be therefore USDT, which means, Kraken right now is that it's got 2.34, which is quite high for Kraken, truth be told, in trading volume, but it will never really be high without a stablecoin pair. Everyone in the space, when you're actually in crypto properly, 99% of all transactions take place with stablecoins. You don't really use money anymore. Use stablecoins. So without a stablecoin pair, it makes use of Kraken quite difficult. So if they've got a USDT tether pair, then that would definitely see increasing adoption into Casper on Kraken's platform, which could be a very, very good sign. Maybe you'll see Kraken start to steal more of the percentage and the volume from the gates or maxis, which should be also very interesting. So if that's the case, then we should be seeing, hopefully, if that is the case and I'm correct here, which again, Johnny's not really giving a response to this, we don't really know, but hopefully we will see some form of update about therefore seeing USDT on Kraken and coming to Casper. And then of course, in the future of smart contracts, you'll see USDT and USDC and other stablecoin issuers coming onto Casper, bridged and then natively as well. Speaking of smart contracts, we got an update here from Igra, long overdue. Now again, highlighting, we were expecting to see the smart contract testnet, the Caraville testnet, released mid-July, which would have been 14th, 15th July, give or take, given flexibility. We're currently on the 17th of July, 17th, and we have not had a single update until today. And the update here gives us a kind of a rundown exactly on what's happening without a timeline. So ultimately, Igra just posted saying that we are truly humbled by the community's strong interest in our project, especially around tokenomics and distribution. Due to the regulatory constraints, we can't share full details publicly just yet. Please note, no participation processes have officially started from our side, as we are still finalizing the legal framework and infrastructure. That said, now's a good time to contact directly if you're considering getting involved or have questions. You can contact them to the official channels right here. So Wolfie, Casper.com and Freesearch are all doing pre-sales, affiliates with Igra. Wolfie's not done it yet. Casper.com's not done it yet. Freesearch have been saying they're doing it right now, but Igra says here it's still valid. That what Freesearch is saying is valid. The pre-sale, in that regard, is live, but that official allocation will only actually start happening once Igra are given the green light. And right now, it's in the pre-booking phase. So we should therefore be seeing hope again. Igra wanted it to come out middle of July, and unfortunately, that's a downside of trying to give timelines, because unexpected things can happen all the time, and this evidently is a roadblock, a hurdle they're now trying to pass. The regulatory, scrutiny. So hopefully that'll pass very, very soon, and that will allow testnet to come out. Because I believe once you see the regulatory constraints, lifted, if you will, made it easier, Igra therefore can launch their token. When the token's actually able to launch, then you'll start seeing the testnet come out as well, because you can't really launch a testnet without a token to use it. So the token will come out first. So the token will come out, and then you see the testnet come out pretty much at the same time, I like to believe. So hopefully it won't be too long. We'll have to wait and see. But evidently, therefore, the testnet, I'd imagine, has been delayed for the time being. We'll find out more soon enough, I'm sure. And they did also make a post here as well. There's another Telegram channel here, which they've just said PSA here. This particular Telegram channel here is not us, zero affiliation with Igra or the Igra network. The official updates are only done from this account or from the igralabs.com website. So just again, be very careful of scams. If somebody claims to be Igra is trying to, give you funds or wants you to give them funds, whatever it may be, report it, block them, stay safe. Be very careful what's happening in the space, because it is a crazy, crazy place. And same thing even with my community as well. If you're going to join the Discord server, more than happy to. I welcome you to even, because we learn a lot more in the Discord server. Be very aware of those trying to impersonate me. It happens. Unfortunately, it does happen. Note that for me, and equally for my mods as well, none of us will add you first. None of us will send you a DM first. Just for your own protection as well. I can speak to myself definitely. I know the mods I think do very similar things. I will not message you first. I'll not add you to friend first. You're welcome to add me and reach out to me. That's why I say if you need help with anything, message me and I'll help you. You can send me a DM or PM. That's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to contact you first, because I don't want there to be a risk that someone impersonates me, gets ahead of it, and therefore you get scammed. But yeah, that being said, if you want to find out a lot more, again, be more connected to the community, you've got the Discord server here, and equally the VIP, warp.com/coin factory. We cover a lot more in-depth information in there. The sort of regulatory frameworks we're seeing coming through right now. Remember, those who are tuning in to the stream yesterday, you would have saw one of the posts I covered yesterday from Coinbase and Ernst & Young, where they highlighted that And that's just one of many documents that confirm the very same thing, that all the big institutions to TradFi are literally waiting for regulations before they start aping into crypto. We've got regulatory clarity coming through. We've got a bill literally about to come through. So we're going to start seeing a sizable amount of capital start to flood into space. If you want to find out all sorts of information about that, what to expect, to learn how to get better adapted, better, ahead of the game, if you will, through alpha information, through educational videos, learning how to trade as well, like dropping our own trades in there as well, private live every single week, and so much more. You can check it all out for free for 7 days, or equally for a month for free if you sign up to BYDFI and exchange no KYC, no VPN, and regulatory license in Canada, United States, and many, many more regions. If you sign up to the affiliate link down below in the description, or also in the Discord server, you can see right here, and you follow the steps in the Discord server here, you get many benefits, including a 17% discount on all future trading fees, and also permanent VIP access to the BYDFI channels, and a 1 month free trial to the Coin Factory executives as well. So all information is down there below. You can find out a lot more, get ahead of the game. Come check us out in the Discord server and just click on the Get VIP Access channels right here. You find that right here, and the affiliate channel right here as well. But that being said, let's get some of the questions as well, because it has been a little bit of time now. So where are we right now with the questions? Aren't interest rates considered usury and a sin? I'm kind of confused with the question. I mean, interest rates are a way to alleviate pressure on the economy, effectively. That's what it's there for. The interest rates are there to, the cutting of interest rates, even the cutting of interest rates alleviates the pressure on the economy. Interest rates are, just the kind of way to kind of continue churning capital, if you will. What's up, Antonio? Ahoy to YouTuber. Welcome back to the stream. Which will happen first, Litecoin to 1,000 or Casper to 100? I don't know exactly where Litecoin is right now. I'll have a quick look. I'm going to probably say Casper though, in general, anyways. Therefore, is Litecoin going to 10x, go into a 77 bill market cap, or Casper go to a 26 bill market cap first? I think Litecoin might have an edge in the fact that it'll probably get ETFs in the next coming months, but I think Casper has a lot more in terms of catalysts, and with Bitcoin maxis getting into Casper now, it's got even more FOMO coming through, and institutional FOMO as well. So I think Casper could probably win that battle. But that's my personal belief, again, not financial advice. Of course, do your own research. USA, the Coinbase of rate cuts. Honestly, yeah, I hear it sometimes. I do hear it. Still looking for a no KYC exchange with no limits on converting Casper to USDT. Anyone have any thoughts? I still don't know. I think some people in the community might have an idea. I know BYDFI no KYC, but I don't think I have a no limit and also convert to Casper to USDT. I'm not entirely sure. I'm on the questions right now. I use CoinX, but USA no KYC. I'm not entirely sure which. I think people are saying maybe Change is one you can use. Change now, maybe. If you can't find out an answer, Buffalo, I'm sure you can reach out and even at the Ledger Lords or whatever, the mods in the community, and just see if you can find someone who might be able to help you. Because I'm sure someone in there's going to have an idea and know. It's hard for me to know because, of course, I don't exactly know which exchanges are working right now in the United States in that regard, because I'm not US based. I know some of them, but not that extensively. Or you can utilize TangenSwap as well, but I think there is a limit on it though. Powell under investigation for spending $3 billion on building rooftop gardens on a Fed building renovations. There's always kickbacks in government spending. That's crazy. That is crazy. If that's actually true, that's what he was doing, then that's crazy. Fancy a cuppa? God save the Queen, fish and chips. You know what I mean? Yeah, honestly, full on Brit right now. I am so tired. You have no idea. The general public associates XRP with crypto pro legislation. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You've hit the nail on the head right there, top class. The general public, I wouldn't say uninformed, but just the general crypto normies, if you will, they associate XRP with pro-crypto legislation because they've won in the courts of law. They're the ones kind of leading this crypto charge in that regard. So with good regulatory frameworks, then of course XRP is normally perceived as the one that's going to be pumping, and it did momentarily surpass all-time highs from the looks of things, just slightly. So XRP may break out very soon with the bills coming through, therefore, especially if the SEC does drop his lawsuit, like drop the appeal at least. Welcome back, Magnus, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Welcome back to the stream. Do you believe Solana will overtake ETH this cycle? ETFs will be coming out this cycle with higher staking rewards than ETH. It's a good question. My answer is no. I think ETH will probably remain number 2 this cycle, unless something unexpected happens, and just see a massive reversal or whatever it may be. I think Ethereum's going to start seeing more adoption and increased adoption now from this point forward. I think after this cycle, Ethereum's going to fall off quite heavily, or it's going to have to adapt and jump on a platform that's going to make it better, like Casper, therefore. But I think Ethereum's going to be number 2 this cycle still. I think XRP is going to be number 3, closing in on Ethereum, and then Solana will be number 4, and then Tether will be number 5. That's currently where I envision it. So if you look at the top assets on CMC, how I envision it right now is Bitcoin, of course, top, then Ethereum, then XRP, which XRP is already kind of making a bit of a catch-up. It's almost at $200 billion market cap. Almost half of Ethereum's market cap right now. Then you'll probably see Solana. I imagine Solana will probably overtake BNB and Tether. Although with stablecoin bills coming through, Genius Act, stablecoins will get more use case. The thing is that Tether's not 100% backed by US dollar deposits or government treasuries or cash equivalents, so actually Tether doesn't really fit inside the scope of the Genius Act, so Tether might actually see some scrutiny. Therefore, it's backed by dollars definitely, but also backed by Bitcoin and precious metals, so it needs to be 100% backed by dollars for it to be utilized in America. So I think XRP, these top 3 are going to stay the same, and XRP might make a push to top 2, honestly. And I think Solana's going to make a big push as well. Tether will be number 5. You might see USDC jump to number 6 and BNB. And you might see Casper make a big push as well. I want to see Casper at least make top 20. I think that's still a possibility this cycle. Will you be participating in any of the Casper liquidity pools? I don't fully understand them, if we're being honest. I do plan to partake in some of them. I'm looking into them more myself. That's some of the information I'm going to be providing equally to the VIPs, because the stuff we'll be looking into, like liquidity pool stuff as well. So I will be looking into it. But yeah, I mean, I'll give some answers on that when I do so. But right now I'm looking into it, and I plan to partake when the chance and the opportunity presents itself. If you didn't go through Casper code, at least main files, aren't we all just trusting bros? I mean, yes. If you didn't go through the physical coding element, then yes, in a sense you are. But what I mean is this individual here was saying, yeah, Casper's a scam. Why? Trust me, bro. Like that. There's nothing more to that. But the whole element of, well, is our tech. What makes it our tech? It just is. Now, as you go through the actual code for Casper, then it's not our tech. But even then, I don't have to understand the code to understand that the block DAG allows for parallel confirmations, and it's working. You've got 10 bps, you've got pruning stuff that also works. You have got to have archival nodes, these sort of stuff that are very, very impactful, and is helping Casper therefore become more decentralized and scale better as well. So the R tech is opinionated and also factually incorrect, but it's trust me, bro, right? Perfect. US House officials already passed the Clarity Act. Let's go. Yeah, indeed. Clarity Act is done for, or Clarity Act has gone through, and we've also now seen the Senate, the Genius Act also pass through as well now. So we are sitting very, very comfy right now with the regulatory frameworks coming through right now. So we're seeing hopefully a lot more in terms of price action and adoption coming through over the coming days, especially because next week, as I made a video about it recently. I think I made a video, might have been this one. Yeah, this video here I made a day ago, which covered an interview with the founder and CEO of forgetting the company name now. That's how Custodia Bank, Caitlin Long. She stated that the digital asset report from the US Treasury, from the SEC and the CFTC will be coming out on the 22nd of July, which is 5 days from now. So that is quite big. That's quite huge. It's quite interesting. So this week's been big. Next week could be very big as well. Then you might see a bit of a shock in the market because of tariff concerns again highlighted here. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But I'm hopeful this month's still going to end very, very good. Casper right now, I'm hoping going to go into an uptrend again soon enough, despite the fact that it's currently down 2.65%. It clear to me how the best tech goes not to centralized British projects, but to fully centralized Casper. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy, but money runs the world, and hopefully Casper's tech will be enough to start bringing the money to them. What other proof of work has smart contracts? KDA. I think KDA do have it, but I think Mr. Miles will know more than I do about that, because I know he does know about KDA a bit more than I do. Otherwise than that, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't got a message to the pre-sale, Jay, and I'm in the Discord, so we have to wait for Igra Labs. Yeah, so we haven't. Yeah, so I'm also in the Discord. We haven't got a message regarding the pre-sale just yet. Hence the message here. So ultimately, they're highlighting here that all their affiliates, so Wolfie, Casper.com, and 3Search, they're all, while 3Search are able to do their pre-sale right now effectively, it's just a pre-booking phase. With the way right now for 3Search is the pre-booking phase. With Wolfie, if you had an NFT and you contacted them, you already pre-booked your tokens. So you've already pre-booked, you haven't got to worry about that. So they have no reason to announce it right now until Igra's given the green light. So we just got to wait right now. You're right. Kaichi and KPT Kas as the KYC multiplier. I haven't seen or paid too much attention to KYC for quite some time. Despite the fact that I do hold some of them, I just kind of been letting them sit there and do their thing. And Nacho is currently making a bit of a recovery today, which is quite nice. Kachi, I'm not entirely sure where Kachi is. Oh, it's right there. I mean, again, we'll see where these memes go. It's been about for quite some time. It's got 700 holders, 5,000 volume, $100,000 market cap, and then KPT Kas. I'm trying to find where it is. Apologies, guys. I'm really crashing out right now. Crashing out the right word. I'm passing out right now. I think I'm in need of some food and sleep. Let's type it in real quick. KPT 61,000. So a much smaller asset. Also came out last month. So I mean, maybe it'll do well. We'll have to wait and see. It's very, very new. I personally have stayed quite clear of getting into any particularly new and therefore quite highly speculative memes in Casper at least until the ecosystem starts to grow more in adoption. Therefore, and you'll see many more tokens coming up, many more scams as well. Then you can hedge your bets. Right now, I don't think it's worth me hedging my bets, at least not for the time being. What's the status on the Anti-CBDC bill? The status on the Anti-CBDC Act, which is this one right now, is wow, mate. So right now it's HR 1919, which is the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Data Act, and it looks like Republicans are resounding yes, with 25 not voting, and Democrats are resounding no, with only 1 voting for yes. So it looks like the Anti-CBDC Act is actually going to be a no, which is crazy to me because, funnily enough, one of the reasons why it's just flipped quickly now. Republicans have just voted now, so it's just flipped. Okay. Yeah, the Republicans need to vote this if they want it to pass, because Democrats don't want that at all. I'm guessing because they think Democrats think it's something to do with Trump trying to get ahead or something like that. But I'm highlighting them because apparently it's quite interesting, because actually the Genius Act, the reason it actually failed to pass like the floor debate element the day before yesterday is because there was a misunderstanding regarding whether this would actually allow the Fed to create a CBDC, which, even though the bill itself here states explicitly the Fed cannot do that, they thought it could. they don't want a CBDC, so I don't understand why the Democrats are so against an anti-CBDC surveillance act. But it's what it is. Either way, it looks like just by the skin of their teeth, yeah, it's impossible now for the Democrats to win this. So unless the Republicans change their vote last minute, if they even can do that, yeah, by the skin of their teeth, time's just gone. CBDC, Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, has just passed by 10 votes. Or 9 votes. Still some going through right now. Crazy. Crazy stuff. True. Very, very true. Sure, you could get a car moving with octagon-shaped wheels. I mean, yeah, you could definitely, in that regard, comparatively utilize Bitcoin. You can still use it, but it's just not as efficient as using Casper, which should be a smooth circle. Coin doesn't work in the United States of America. Okay, well that's not the ideal exchange for you then, unfortunately. Casper will be number 2. It will be in the future. Realistically speaking, is Casper going to reach number 2 this cycle? I'm all down for hopium, but you're going to be asking therefore for likely a $600-700 billion market cap in Ethereum. Ethereum right now is at 3k. All-time high peaked at 5k. I believe it did. Let me double check that. Yeah, it peaked at 4.8k. And market cap peak was at 520 bill. 550 billion. So that's a thought. So you're going to see Ethereum probably reach, I'd imagine, 6k this cycle. I don't see why it couldn't go a little bit higher maybe as well. So you'll see at least then 700, probably 700 billion market for Ethereum. Casper's not reaching 700 this cycle. I mean, I'm all for if it does happen, of course. But that means if you see Casper reach 700 billion market cap this cycle, by God's grace, you're seeing million, billion, divide. The supply right now should be just, let's just say it's 27 billion for E's sake. A $26 Casper this cycle. That would be insane, and for me, just not realistic this cycle. In the future to be, definitely. Why not? But this cycle, no. But again, we can speculate. Yeah, also, yes, you could use a VPN to utilize CoinEx if you need to. But yeah. CoinEx use VPN in USA to be cautious. I bought some Zero Ohm there. I moved to Tangent. Yeah, always be very careful. No matter what you're doing, always do your test transactions as well. But with that being said, that will be it for today's Casper and Crypto live stream, family. If you enjoyed, leave a like as always. About 27 likes. If we can reach 40 likes this stream, that'd be absolutely insane. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Tomorrow stream will be a little bit earlier. Stay tuned and watch the announcement channels in the Discord server here to find out exactly when I'm going live. Equally, be more in tune to the community with the VIP or the Discord server here as well. Find out more and level up your trading with BYDFI in exchange with no KYC and no VPN as well. All information down below in the description and on the Discord server. Check it all out. That being said, have a great day, good evening, good night, my people and my family. Love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.